Hi everyone, this is Kunal from Loop 91. Welcome back to third episode of Flow Designer series. Up till now, we have covered few things. We have covered what a flow is, what are action, how they are placed on the flow, and in episode 2 we covered two logics. One is for each loop and if else. If you're not sure of any of these topics, I would recommend go back to previous videos and watch them again. I will put the links to both videos in our description. For our third episode, we are going to cover two things: error handling and try then. Very similar to error handling, but we'll see what actually it does. Once you start using Flow Designer regularly, you would realize one major flaw in most people's flow is that people assume the flow will work every time, but it does not. For example, if you see on the screen, this is the demo that we created in the last episode, and I'll quickly go through what this flow does. It is based on this table, project proposal, and what it does is whenever a project proposal is created, it will create a related record to this record, which is proposal task, and after that it checks value on the project proposal for project type. If it is lending apparatus, it sets assigned to Andrew Jackson. Now, one thing you realize is that there is no error handling here. What that means is step 2 will run only if step 1 succeeds. Now, you would assume creating a new record should always succeed, but not, right? So to prove my point, what I've done is I've created a business rule on this table, and what it does is it checks if the short description does not contain tasks created for, it will abort the action. So to see, let's create a new record here and put in wrong short description. And if I were to try and save this, it will say invalid insert. That means this record could not be created until unless task, what was the string? Task created for. And if I were to say task created for, this will work, right? So we will do one thing. We will copy the parent task and try and run this flow on it. And if we run this flow, and open the context on it, it said it failed on step 1 because of this business rule. Now, that's okay. The problem is that nothing that you stated after this step will work. And second issue is it failed silently. There is no error that user or admin of the system can look up. So for the first step, we will make this flow make some sound, and that sound is in form of error handler. Now in all your flows, you will find out there's a small section at the bottom that says error handler. This is a toggle. Just click on it. It allows you to specify what action flows or subflows should run if any of these steps should fail. And secondly, what it does is it gives you this context box where in case of any error, it will give you the code of the error and the message that has been thrown. Now, error being thrown is a JavaScript thing, and they have copied it here. Now that we have enabled error handling, what we will do is we will try to log this to our system logs. So we will add a section action here, and we will search for log. We will select the error category or error level and say this flow failed with message, and we will drag the message to the string box, and that is it. Now we will test this again what was the task number? This is it, and this is run. Now two things have happened. One, this has stopped here, which is expected, but now the user can actually look up this error on the system logs. So we will quickly open the system logs and we'll open the errors, and we will search for the string that we put in. This flow failed with the message error occurred while inserting record, the error that the flow threw. Now that seems good enough, but there is a better way to handle this, and that is by using try catch, and that is what we are going to try after this. For the second part, what we will do is we will add a new condition, new flow here, and that is flow logic, and that would be try. What it does is it adds this structure here, and what it is trying to say is try something that happens here, and if an error happens in this particular section, do this, but don't stop. It will continue after this. So for example, if you're trying to create the proposal task here, we will move the step here, and what we will do is we will throw, or you know what, we can actually update the parent record so that it is more obvious to the user. So we will update this, and we will add an additional comment. Something prevented the proposal task from being created. Done. And then once that is done, it will continue to check for project type. So we will quickly run the test again. Let's go to this record in the background, run test, and once this is complete, we'll quickly jump to the context. And what it does is it tried to create a record, it failed, so it went and updated the record that it completed, and it evaluated false. Okay, so this is something we should have taken care of. Let me do that now, and it is lending apparatus. We will quickly run the error test again. So run test again. Right, so it tried to create a new record, it failed, and it updated the record saying something prevented the proposal task from being created, and because the project type was landing apparatus, it successfully assigned the task to Andrew Jackson. So let me reload this page. It is assigned to Andrew Jackson, and you see two messages where it failed twice. So in conclusion, it is easy to code and it's easy to create flows for your logic. But what differentiates between a good flow and a great flow is error handling. Nothing should stop just because you fail to imagine a edge case, right? So error handling takes care of that. And if you know there is a possibility of something going wrong, use try catch, and that will make this flow maintenance free. Thanks for watching. If you like our videos, please subscribe, and if you're being generous and you really like my work, please share it with others. Thank you. Bye bye.